Chicago and the Philippines. A comprehensive review of the week's special community events, featuring many exciting personalities, handled by the most professional Chicago Philippine Reports TV staff.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Chicago Philippine Reports TV, still the #1 Filipino show in the Midwest. I'm Girly Pascual. Welcome to our show. Today we have all the top stories from the Philippines. We also have what's happening in our own Filipino-American community of Chicago. We have interesting interviews led by our very own executive producer, Miss Veronica Layton. We have Bridget Cotero Carino. All these are coming up and more after word from our sponsors. Please stay with us.
U.S. President Joe Biden arrives in Israel as a show of support for its close ally and to push for ways to ease the humanitarian suffering in Gaza. His visit comes following the hospital bombing in Gaza that left at least 500 dead, including healthcare workers and civilians. Biden earlier condemned the hospital blast, saying the U.S. stands for the protection of civilian life. He also believes Israel was not behind the attack. The U.S. president also said he spoke with Jordan King Abdullah II and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and directed his national security team to find out what really happened. The incident has sparked outrage among Arab states as Israel and Hamas trade blame for the incident. It also triggered protests from various countries like Libya, Turkey, Iraq, Lebanon, Tunisia, and even the U.S. Jordan has scrapped a summit it was hosting for Biden, Egyptian, and Palestinian leaders, with its foreign minister saying there's no point in holding a summit at this time. This means Biden's trip to the Middle East will now be limited to Israel. Jordan has joined Egypt in blaming Israel for the airstrike. The Palestinian Authority health minister has called the bombing a massacre. The World Health Organization says targeting healthcare institutions is a violation of international humanitarian law.
WHO strongly condemns the attack on Al Ahli Arab Hospital in the north of the Gaza Strip. The hospital was operational with patients, healthcare givers, and internally displaced people sheltering there.
The Israel Defense Forces, however, denied it was behind the blast and pointed to a failed rocket launch by the Palestinian Islamic Jihad group, an allegation denied by the PIJ. 135 Filipinos remain trapped in southern Gaza as the Rafah border crossing remains closed. 3 Filipinos also remain missing, and the DFA is not dismissing possibilities they could be among hostages being held by Hamas militants. In the meantime, Filipinos in southern Lebanon were told to evacuate and steer clear of the border with Israel. The Philippine Embassy in Beirut issued the advisory Tuesday due to fighting between Israel and Lebanon's militant group Hezbollah, which supports Hamas. Last week, a Reuters journalist was killed and 2 other reporters were injured following shelling by Israeli forces. Zen Hernandez, ABS-CBN News.
The Philippine Foreign Affairs Department says it is profoundly saddened over the bombing of the Al Ahli Arab Hospital in Gaza. It urges all parties to protect civilians in times of war and armed conflict.
Most Asian markets declined on Wednesday as better than expected China GDP data failed to impress and dispel concerns over Beijing's economic outlook, while traders remained on edge over the intensifying Middle East tensions. The PSE's main index shed 0.2% to close at 62.68. But stock analyst Harold Tan is not losing hope. adding investors have the opportunity to buy at these levels.
We are performing better than the previous months, and our hopes of entering into a pre-bull market era for this year is still there, so long the index can maintain its stance above 6,200.
But that view may change depending how the geopolitical conflict in the Middle East unfold. Dan is also unenthusiastic about the upcoming corporate earnings season.
Below expectation, I would say, is still the consumer sector, especially the non-discretionary and import dependent, since we still have a peso lingering problem. And conglomerates are so large that it is very hard to manage. We'll be also having a hard time on meeting expectations.
In corporate stories, the board of Far Eastern University, or FEU, has authorized the company to enter into a shareholders agreement with MGHI Holdings, which is a member of the Unilab Group. According to the agreement, both FEU and MGHI will invest up to 300 million pesos each in Higher Academia Inc., which will then buy the assets of Colegio de Sebastian Pampanga, a secondary and tertiary school in San Fernando, Pampanga. Meanwhile, City Savings Bank, the thrift arm subsidiary of Aboides-led Union Bank, hits the 100 billion mark in its loan portfolio. The bank, which used to focus on teachers' loans, where it is a market leader, has expanded its offerings to include motorcycle lending and other salary loan segments. As of August, it has posted a net income after tax of 2.1 billion pesos and achieved return on equity of 16%.
Do you need to get your hands on some extra money right now? Maybe $25,000 or more? If you're a homeowner, now is the perfect time to get cash out. While homes in many neighborhoods like yours have gone up in value, you can use the money for anything. It's yours. You can buy an investment property, pay for college, pay off higher interest debt, or make home improvements. A cash-out refinance is the perfect solution to get the cash you need. If you need $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000, now's the time. Home values are up, and so is your equity. We offer you a way to use it. No need to sell your home or use your savings. Call New American Funding now and speak to a cash-out refi specialist and see how much cash out you can get.
Call New American Funding at 855-332-3929. That's 855-332-3929. Call 855-332-3929.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 901-245-4874. That's 901-245-4874. 901-245-4874. That's 901-245-4874.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
Via Times, vital news, vibrant views for the Filipino Asian communities in Chicago. Via Times for your most interesting and exciting reading and your party coverages. Via Times has very interesting columnists. You name it, Via Times has it. Law, Filipino news, dentistry, immigration, humor, serious opinions, health, beauty, mysticism, Bata Corner, showbiz, and intelligently written editorials. Call Via Times at 773-866-0811.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of the show. Today, I have a very interesting, exciting guest who is an insurance expert. She's an agent for many insurance companies and also for Medicare Advantage. And her name is Miss Judith Santiago. Hi, Judith. How are you?
I am doing great. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Okay, Judith. As it's October, the month of October is the month that many people think about changing their Medicare Advantage insurance. Actually, it is more for Medicare. Okay, and many seniors are being affected and seriously thinking about their insurance at this time of the year. And can you please tell us the updates um, on the Medicare Advantage?
Okay. It's October. The annual enrollment plan enrollment is October 15 to December 7. So it just started 3 days ago. And so as I look at all the different plans, they change dramatically every single year. And sometimes our seniors cannot cope up with the changes. And so some of my clients, I send them letter every year and letting them know that it's Medicare time of the year. And then I would like to review their plans if they're interested for me to review their plans. And so I would look at the whole plan that they have, and I would again compare the different plans that fits their needs because I carry all the major plans like Aetna, Blue Cross, Humana. So I carry all the major plans, and I see that every year that there's some big changes again this year. And so if you want me to review, you can just call me and I would be very happy to review your plans.
So, Judy, it's all right for many people out there to change their insurance Medicare Advantage every year. Every year.
Yes. It's okay, but if they're satisfied, um, you know, I am changing this year because I want to have a dental work, and so I'm changing it to a company that is giving me more for my, more benefit for the dental. So yes, and this company was giving last year 5,000. Now it went up to 7,500. So I can get a lot um of my teeth fixed with that amount of money.
For sure, for sure. My goodness, $7,500 a year for dental insurance. And does it cover the major works like
Yes. Like for cleaning, crown, dentures, it's all it covers all of those. So if you have a denture and costs $1,500, then you will not have to pay, anything because the 7,500 will cover it.
root canal?
So
that is
yes, it does cover root canals too.
that is within the span of 1 year that you have.
Yes.
You can utilize the 7,500. Wow, that's a very good program. What else are in the offing for many seniors out there?
Okay. Another thing is, a lot of us, when we get older, we cannot hear that much anymore, right? Our hearing is not that good. Biden, um, when I look at all the companies, I saw that some will have to pay $200 only for both ears for their hearing aid, 200 each ear. So that's not a lot, for hearing aid. And so I was looking at all the benefits, and so I'm changing plan to this company that I chose because of its benefit.
Wow.
So yeah, so it changes. I saw how much they change, They started with 1,000 for the dental, and now they're like competing. And it's good for us if they compete. So
the more
that's why,
the better.
yeah, yes.
And wow, really, that is great news for many
Yes.
cities there.
Yes.
How about for the vision?
The vision of some companies will give 150, 200, 300, 400 for the vision. So they are different. It's like sometimes it can jump up to so much per company. And so that's why you have to really look at the benefits. And the only one that can compare plans is us, because we get recertified every single year and we study all the different plans. And so we know its plans, and every area has a different plan as well. So it's not like the same for everyone. That's why I have to take time to look at their doctors, the area, and what is the benefit that they like the most. I was talking to another senior today, and she was just interested in the over the counter, like the freebies, And when I told her that this particular plan that we chose for her has $155 every 3 months, and so that's like a lot of vitamins that you can get for zero.
Some companies have minimum of $150 something, not 50.
Yeah. And some gives like only $60, $50. So you have to know this plan so that you can get the maximum benefit for your plan.
Okay, Judy, how about the general medical program?
Okay, the general medical program, I like it because some of us seniors, we're like so scared that when we're hospitalized, we have all these different kinds of illness. And then they tell me like, I am always sick. I always go to the hospital and everything. But when I explain to them that each company has maximum out of pocket, what that means is you only pay if this amount, like the company that I had was 3,200 maximum if you use it. Otherwise, if you don't use it, then you don't pay. So last year, I only spent actually $77. All my medications are all free. That's why I said, oh my goodness, these are so good plans, So it is, I like to help our seniors because I'm also a senior and I see the benefit. I was sitting with a couple yesterday. They're paying a supplement and drug plan of about 8,000 a year, even if they don't use it. And so when I explained to them the Advantage plan, they were going for it. I said, "You're saving a lot of money, you know." So that's why I'm out there trying to educate our clients, because I know what it is, because I'm also a beneficiary myself.
Today, can you please tell me the difference between Medicare Advantage and versus the Medicare supplement? It's so confusing.
Yes. Okay. When you purchase a supplement, which I also has the ability to sell that. Okay. When you purchase, you have 3 cards for a supplement. So you have the Medicare card, you have the supplement, and you have a Part D drug plan. So when you go to the doctor, you carry all 3. And the thing is, you have to pay a premium for a supplement. That is to pay for the 20% that Medicare does not pay. And so this couple that I saw yesterday, they're paying about $500 a month, plus their Part D plan, which is the drug plan. So that's why they're paying 8,000 a year, even if they don't use it. Okay, so yes, even because it's a premium, you have to pay for it every month, and they don't have any dental, they don't have any vision, all of these extra benefits. That is the Medicare supplement. I call that option 1. It's expensive for the client who has like their income is set up every single month. And then the Medicare Advantage, you only have 1 card. It carries the A, B. A is hospitalization, B is the doctors, and then D is the prescription drug. So A, B, and D in 1. And you pay 0 premium, right? And so you don't pay anything every single month. You only pay copays if you use it. But the copay has a maximum. You don't pay like above 20,000 like Medicare. That's why they're buying a supplement, because Medicare only pays for 80%. The supplement pays for the 20%. But as I was talking to this couple yesterday, they still pay. I'm like, why are you paying? And so once I explained to them, they're like, I'm going there to the option 2. Yeah, so that's why option 2 for me is better for our seniors. But yeah.
All right. What I don't understand is how come many seniors don't know about this, about the Medicare Advantage.
Because like there's a lot of TV commercials, and people are calling them, and they're just buying anything that this company offers them without really digging into their doctors. They just sell it. I know, I've seen that. And so they just buy it. And so now when they have an issue, they don't know where to go because they don't have an agent. They just call the company, but they don't understand because no one has explained to them. And I see that every single time I go to a client, that I change supplements to Advantage more all the time because they don't understand. And they've been paying for like years.
Yeah, and others too, because it's just too confusing for the public. And
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
and they should really have someone like you who will be explaining to the general public what's really going, because sometimes just the wordings itself is just confusing. And
That's so true.
I really don't know. Uh, we live in a world of confusion, and
Yeah, it is. That's why you need a person that you can reach out because that's what we're here for. And our company is called Friendly Insurance Advisor because we are really friendly and we take care of our clients.
now, of course, that's how Miss Judith Santiago is for. She is just like I told you. She is a very helpful, knowledgeable insurance agent, and in our
Thank you.
here in Chicago. And one last question: how about
Mm.
your because you're an insurance broker? How about
Mhm.
your insurance products that you're carrying?
Oh, I carry everything. I carry from long-term care, life insurance, final expense, everything, even for the younger generation. I even do trust. And when I go to the client, I explain to them that I am not only a Medicare advisor, but benefit consultant for all the different plans.
All right, Judith. Thank you very much for sharing your insurance knowledge with us. And for sure, please, can you please tell our viewing audience the number or to reach you out?
Oh, okay. My number is 847 766 8141. 847-766-8141. And please leave a message because there's a lot of scams out there that are calling and and then I will call you back almost right away.
Yes, Miss Judith is really very, very busy, and most of all from October until December.
Yes, December 7th.
December 7th. All right. Okay, Judith, and we will not bother you too much anymore. And I thank you for gracing our show today and sharing your knowledge, your insurance knowledge with me and with our audience.
Thank you so much for inviting me. And good night, everyone. And thank you.
Thank you. At maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Ako po si Veronica. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hi, Judith.
Bye. Okay, thank you.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
Do you need to get your hands on some extra money right now? Maybe $25,000 or more? If you're a homeowner, now is a perfect time to get cash out. While homes in many neighborhoods like yours have gone up in value, you can use the money for anything. It's yours. You can buy an investment property, pay for college, pay off higher interest debt, or make home improvements. A cash out refinance is the perfect solution to get the cash you need. If you need $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000, now's the time. Home values are up, and so is your equity. We offer you a way to use it. No need to sell your home or use your savings. Call New American Funding now and speak to a cash out refi specialist and see how much cash out you can get.
Call New American Funding at 855-332-3929. That's 855-332-3929. Call 855-332-3929.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of this show. Today, I have a very interesting, very young, and very pretty guest. And we will know more about this beautiful girl. And her name is JG Macapugay. And JG is a Filipino actor, Filipino actor. And she's now appearing in Here Lies Love, a very popular show that's going right now, right? Still in New York, in Broadway. All right. Okay, welcome to our show, JG.
Thank you so much for having me, Tita V. It's an honor to be here.
You're so pretty and wow, talented. All right.
You know, I grew up listening, or I grew up looking at your magazine Via Times. So I'm excited to virtually meet you in person. I remember Via Times growing up.
Okay. JG's family lives in our neighborhood in Niles, Illinois.
Right, that's right.
She's working in New York. All right. Let's try to start the interview. JG, welcome to our show. And okay. Can you please tell us about a little bit of your background so that our viewers can know you?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Well, I live in New York right now, but I was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. I grew up in Logan Square, and in high school, we moved to Park Ridge, Illinois, and I went to Maine East High School there. I dabbled a little bit in theater around as a late bloomer. I didn't start until like junior year high school. And then when I went to college, I went to the University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana, and I actually started out as a voice major, but then I didn't think it was a responsible career to be a voice major, and I transitioned into an advertising major and started working at an ad agency for a couple years, and I knew I didn't want to do that after a while. And what I really wanted to do was sing. So after doing some community theater in the Chicago suburbs, I auditioned for Disney World on my day off. And I got the job to be a singer at Disney for a few years. So it's kind of a crazy career because I didn't ever imagine that I really would consider being a performing artist, but I've been doing it for about 20 years now, and I can't imagine myself doing anything else.
Wait a minute. For about 20 years now. I'm just 20 years old to me.
Yeah, don't look so close, Tita V. You know, it's a nice. The goal is to stay young, looking forever, just like you.
Oh my God! You also, as a performing artist, you also must really have a beautiful voice.
Well, that's what I'm banking on for the rest of my career. Like I said, I started out as a singer at Disney World. It was a 30-minute theme park show called Tarzan Rocks. And I worked there for almost, gosh, 3, 4 years. And then I knew I really wanted to act. And you kind of reach a ceiling in Orlando, Florida. There's no real opportunities for serious acting. So I moved to New York City. And when I moved to New York, I didn't, like I said, my degree wasn't in theater or music. So the first couple years in New York was almost like I was creating my own conservatory and taking acting classes and dance classes, all while temping at an office during the day, so that I could afford my dance classes and voice lessons and acting classes. And then I started doing some not community, some regional theater, and did a lot of Miss Saigons. I did a lot of regional productions of Miss Saigon and The King and I. And then I started building a name for myself and started working in New York more. And so I've been fortunate. I've been in 3 Broadway musicals. My first Broadway musical was School of Rock. Andrew Lloyd Webber was the composer. And then I did Shucked, the musical, just the beginning of this year. And then I left Shucked to perform in Here Lies Love on Broadway, the first all Filipino cast ever to be assembled on Broadway, the biggest stage in the world.
Wow, congratulations. So it seems to me that you have been playing as a Broadway actor, and are you really planning to stay on Broadway as an actor?
Well, that's the hope, because you have to audition for every job you get. I think there are very few actors that just get handed a job. So for every show that I've ever done, almost every show I've ever done, I've had to audition for it. And that's just like anything. It's like being interviewed for a job, and then you hope they like what they see. As an actor, I think of myself as a casting director, and a show has a casting problem and I have a solution for it. So hopefully they like my solution and I keep working.
Uh-huh. Well, are you eyeing Hollywood?
I've done some television and film, and it's something that I have thought about more and more. It's just like it's another arena altogether, which involves its own skill set, a lot of its own research. I'm definitely not opposed to it. I have a movie on Hulu, and it's a small film that Alana Glazer was in. It's called False Positive, and Pierce Brosnan is also in it. And it's a small scene. I enjoyed it. The thing is about musical theater, you're there 8 shows a week. You're performing every single day except one day. When you do a film, you're there for one day, and then they shoot it, and then it airs, and then you get money for it later on. And it's like, wow, maybe TV and film is easier than theater.
Goodness. You know what? I'm so proud of you
Oh, thank you.
as a Filipino actor. And I'm wondering, how did your parents react when, decided, or you told them that you want to be an actor?
Yeah, it's a good question, because my parents are immigrants from the Philippines. They're from Malolos, Bulacan, and they wanted a much better life for me here in the States. Um, they never encouraged me to be an actor, but they also didn't discourage me either. They were very supportive. Sometimes when I talk to my other friends, they were pigeonholed right away to be like, oh, you're going to be a nurse, or you're going to be an accountant or a doctor. And, I thought maybe I could put myself into that mold as a business executive. And I tried it, but it didn't make me happy. So when I told them, my parents, I think it was like they just want to make sure that I'm fed, that I have a house, like a roof over my head, I could take care of myself. And I think I've proven to them that I've been able to do so. And, they're happy for me. They're really happy for me now.
They must really be so proud of you.
Yeah.
And well, anyway, what is your role in Love Life? This in this play, Here Lies Love.
Yes. Okay, so Here Lies Love is a musical about the rise and fall of Imelda Marcos and her dazzling rise and downfall. And Imelda Marcos is played by me 1 day a week. So on Broadway, you've got the main Imelda, who is played by the fantastic Ariel Jacobs. But what they do is they have one person that's an alternate that performs the role once a week. So I perform the show as Imelda Marcos on Tuesday nights. And one of the funny things that I've tried to do to hype up the show and get people to come and watch it is I have a hashtag, and it makes my husband hates it because he says it makes no sense, but I have fun with it. So on social media, I say hashtag Makatuesday because my last name is Makapugay. So, and people want to come see the show and see me on a Tuesday night, you should come to hashtag Makatuesday.
All right, very good. Oh, I've had some friends telling me about the play. Yes, from here, from Chicago, they went to New York to see the show, and they said it's fantastic. Um, I'm telling you, so maybe you can talk about it a little bit and invite our Filipino friends to see the show in New York.
I would love that.
I really am planning if if I really have time and don't have any health concerns to go to New York and see this show. I've heard so much about, so much about it.
That would be incredible. And if you come to the show, make sure you send me an email because I'll give you a tour of our theater and backstage.
All right.
Yeah,
Very
it's
good. Thank
it's
you.
really incredible. Like Filipinos have been flying in to see our show from Chicago. My college friend from the University of Illinois came last night, and they come in for like the weekend, just to experience this unprecedented theatrical event because Broadway doesn't normally have a Filipino story centered on stage. This is the first time ever, and having an all Filipino cast. And we've had
All
different
Filipino cast? Yeah.
all first time
Wow.
all Filipino cast, and we have different Filipino producers, and one of our producers who also acted in the show is someone that you might know named Leia Salonga.
Wow.
Yeah, Leia was with us for the first 2 months of the show. And then when she left, she was replaced by Vina Morales. And Vina Morales is in our show right now.
Oh, she's a movie star.
She's a movie star. She's going to be with us until October 22nd. And it's been really exciting to have her in our show because she's a legitimate TV and pop star, and she's so nice and so excited to be part of our show. I never thought someone as famous as Vina would be so nervous and humbled to be a part of our Broadway show, but people are coming out to see her, and she's really incredible in the role. She plays Ninoy Aquino's mother in the show.
Great, terrific. And wow, really sounds so exciting. Very
Yeah.
exciting.
The thing is, if you come see our show, you have different ways of seeing it. You can be in the traditional mezzanine seating, just like a regular Broadway theater. But what they did was they made our theater into a dance club. So they took out the seats on the front level and they made it into a club, into a disco. So if you want to be on the floor, being part of the story, like dancing in the club with all of the actors, the Filipino actors telling the story, you have your choice of being on the floor or you can watch it in the audience. So we have so many different ways of seeing our show, and that's what makes it more unique than other Broadway shows. It's not just a typical theatrical experience. It's one of a kind.
Sounds so exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so if I plan on going there and seeing the show, I can be in front and by telling them that I'm a senior. Yeah.
You
We'll check on that.
Yeah, yeah. I'll get you a specific area that I think you will like the most. Maybe because if my mom were to come to see the show, there's the mezzanine, the front part of the mezzanine where you can see everything, but
Oh my
you don't
goodness.
necessarily have to be on the dance floor, but you can still see it all. So like I said, whatever your preference is, you'll be able to enjoy the show.
I want to talk to your mom about that.
She'd be happy to. Well, she was the one that got in touch with you. I feel like I Nako, what's happening? This is a test of the wireless emergency system. I'm doing an interview with Tita V, Veronica Layton. My gosh. Anyway, I'm turning my phone off. It scared me.
Okay. All right. All right. JG, anything else that you want to say for our Chicago viewers?
You know, I think I'm just so excited to share our story with you and your viewers because our musical is about martial law as well. And a lot of the Filipinos that have come to see our show, they hadn't really talked about martial law since it happened. And there's something about expressing a story through art that encourages conversation. Like, I have seen Filipino parents come to the show with their kids and they talk about martial law for the first time. You know, I think there's something about Filipinos. We laugh to keep from crying. We don't talk about the hard things. But when you have a show that is on the biggest stage in the world, it enables Filipinos to feel more comfortable to talk about their experiences. And it makes people emotional, but it makes people share. And I think that's really important. I think the more we're able to talk about the hard stuff is that we can also celebrate the good stuff too.
Well, JG, you with what you're doing, you really make the Filipinos all over the world proud of you.
Thank you so
Not
much.
only us from Chicago, I'm sure of that. And I thank you for gracing our show today. And for any updates, you can always get in touch with us.
Well,
Thank
thank
you so
you.
much. Maraming salamat sa iyo.
Thank you for being such a leader in our community for several generations. Thank you.
All right. Bye. And hope to see you in New York.
Yeah, make sure you let me know.
And, watching the popular, it's really very popular. Filipinos have been talking about it. Here lies love.
Yeah, and I say watch us sooner than later. Don't wait.
All right. Oh, one last question. Is that a story about Imelda Marcos?
100%. It's a story about her rise and her fall, and the beginnings of, how a person becomes the way they are, because the truth is she's a dictator's wife. And there's a lot of things, good and bad, that she did for the Filipinos. And so to have this story be told, I think it's really important. And you decide if you feel like we did a good job.
All right. Terrific. Thank you so much. At bye-bye. Salamat.
Thank
And
you.
and thank you for watching our show today. At maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Ako po si Veronica. Bye, JG.
Take
Bye.
care.
We would like to welcome all of you to Baladna Jewelry. We have a very big selection of 21 karat gold jewelry imported from the Middle East, from Dubai, Saudi, and Bahrain. And we have a very big selection of diamond. We offer free financing for 6 months, and we have a layaway system which you can
leave your stuff for 3 months. We repair gold and we buy old gold. Welcome to Baladna Jewelry.
Salamat po.
Good afternoon. This is Bridget Carino-Quetta bringing you this week's local news from our community. Senator Tom Cotton from Arkansas urged the Biden administration to deport foreign nationals who have expressed support for Hamas. Cotton, in a letter to Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, wrote, "The appalling explosion of anti-Semitism in the United States over the past few weeks should disturb anyone who shares American values. While American citizens may have a First Amendment right to speak disgusting vitriol if they so choose, no foreign national has a right to advocate for terrorism in the United States. I write to urge you to immediately deport any foreign national, including and especially any alien on student visa, that has expressed support for Hamas and its murderous attacks on Israel. These fifth columnists have no place in the United States. Federal law is clear that any alien who endorses or espouses terrorist activity or persuades others to endorse or espouse terrorist activity or support a terrorist organization is inadmissible and must be deported. Cook County property owners who don't want to wait until their property tax bills arrive in the mail may now view, download, and pay their second installment bill for the 2022 tax year online at cookcountytreasurer.com. Treasurer Maria Papas announced today. Property owners who wish to view, download, and pay their bills online should visit cookcountytreasurer.com, select the blue box labeled Pay Online for Free, and enter their address or property index number, PIN. The Treasurer's Office plans to mail 1.8 million bills to property owners on or around November 1st. Second installment taxes are due December 1st. I encourage people to pay online, which is the quickest and most convenient way to pay, Papa said. If property owners are unable to pay the full amount at once, they can make a partial payment or several until they have paid in full. A report shows that Chicago public schools are seeking about $14 billion to renovate their schools. With 1/3 of the schools less than half full, alternatives are being suggested. The Chicago public school system has 522 buildings, and school officials claim many are in desperate need of renovations, even though 1/3 of the city's 473 schools are at less than 50% capacity. The report by Wire Points shows that the schools are seeking $14.4 billion to address emergency building repairs, and that $1 billion of the taxpayer funds is for the district's 20 most empty schools. Illinois Secretary of State employees will begin sporting brand new navy blue vests at all 138 DMV facilities statewide as part of a rebranding effort aimed at improving the overall customer experience, Secretary of State Alexi Giannoulias announced today. As part of the announcement, Giannoulias' office released a video displaying the new vests, which were union-made in Illinois, that the more than 1,800 DMV employees started wearing today. The vests will make it easier for all DMV visitors to immediately identify employees as they walk in while creating a sense of professionalism and approachability that will improve customer satisfaction, Giannoulias said. They will also help build a sense of teamwork and enhance the workplace environment for employees. The rebranding effort will also include redesigning DMV facilities to improve flow and functionality, negotiating new leases to enhance DMV office space, add amenities and reduce costs, and standardizing signage throughout all DMVs. Kahapon, Ngayon at Kailanman showcases the presence of Filipinos in Chicago through items drawn from the collection of Estrella Revelo Alamar, from 1936 to 2022, who founded the Filipino American Historical Society of Chicago in 1986. Elements of her collection were displayed at the FAHSC Museum of Filipino American History and Heritage in Chicago, which she and Willie Red Buhay founded and kept open for 3 years, beginning in 1999. In 2001, they used her collection to co-author Filipinos in Chicago in the Images of America series of Arcadia Publishing. The photographs in this exhibit testify to the vibrant community created by Filipinos in the Windy City, who came together to affirm their identity in provincial clubs and religious organizations, in sports teams and family gatherings, and in annual banquets honoring Dr. Jose P. Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines. That's all for today. Thank you for watching our news this week. This is Bridget. See you next time.